Hey guys, welcome to my vlog, and I just want to talk about people who don't reply to messages and people who lie about being busy. And let me just say that people are not obligated to give you their time, they're not obligated to respond to you, and they're not obligated to give you a conversation, especially if you're a stranger. It doesn't matter if they're an associate, a coworker, an employee, or a classmate, or a friend of a friend. You shouldn't necessarily expect someone to give you their attention. And I think it's extremely petty and immature when people get extremely upset with someone that they don't know, ignoring them. I personally hold friends, best friends, and significant others are somebody that I really want to date, and I'm trying to get to know, and they trying to get to know me. I hold them to very different standards, though. I don't mean to have like a 24/7 communication with them. I don't need to know what they're doing every minute of the minute or every hour. But I do want to have just great conversations. I do want to build a connection with somebody. And what I think is the most annoying thing is when I have a friend that I'm actually trying to communicate with and they tell me that they're busy, but the next 2, 3 minutes I see you on Facebook or Instagram or something like that taking a dozen selfies, not doing anything. And you're making a bunch of statuses and you're probably even sharing videos, even making live videos of yourself just simply chilling and relaxing. And to me, that doesn't seem like busy. And I think that that's definitely infuriating because it gets on my nerves that somebody thinks so little of someone else that they can't be honest with them. If you don't want to talk to somebody, be honest and upfront with somebody. If you even if you're not busy but you just want some alone time to yourself, just be upfront and honest and say that. Because I promise you, a person can respect you a lot more if you're just upfront and honest with it. And I think a lot of times people just are afraid to be honest with how they feel, and they'd rather basically sweep things to the side. They'd rather sweep the issue to the side and just keep sweeping it to the side instead of actually confronting the problem. And they just keep sweeping it to the side every time it pops up, and that's just simply immature. To me, that's just not a healthy way of dealing with things like that. For example, with one of my friends, they were trying to date this girl, and they were really getting to know each other. They even shared numbers with each other, and they had conversations here and there. And one day she just stopped replying to messages. But with Facebook, you can see that someone's seen the messages and stuff like that. And I think my friend made 4 attempts to start a conversation, 4 attempts to talk to her or message her or something like that. And these weren't 4 attempts in the same day. It wasn't 4 attempts in the same hour. It was just basically 4 attempts spaced throughout weeks. And eventually he just basically gave up and he said, look, we're not talking, we're not communicating. I'm just going to simply unfriend you. I don't want to, but we're not communicating or anything. And that garnered an immediate reaction by her, in which she said that she was sorry and that she was kind of busy with work and stuff like that. And me and my friend, we were kind of like understanding because we was like, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. And they fell into the same type of unresponsive loop. And that my friend was getting upset about that because with my friend, he really liked her. And I think one day me and my friend was simply chilling. We was playing some video games. And he got some notification on his phone that the same girl posted some post and some photo in a singles group. And the girl was just simply chilling on the docks in some shorts. And she wasn't doing nothing. And when my friend had basically messaged her an hour later to talk to her, same thing. She seen the message but didn't respond. And I think my friend was just upset at that point. It was just eating up at him. And it just kind of upset me to see them going through that because the person is not worth it. If they're busy, it didn't seem like they were busy. But with my friend, I just simply felt like she wasn't worth it. She wasn't worth that much stress and that much issues to deal with. Because if she wasn't, because if she really wanted to talk to him, she would have responded to him. If you really want to talk to somebody, you're going to make a way to talk to them. And I feel like they wouldn't be having someone wait weeks and weeks and weeks and no reply. That just means that they just didn't care. They just wasn't as interested. And I told my friend to just simply let it go. That it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth all the headaches of trying to figure out whether they're busy or not. Because this person clearly wasn't busy. And I can probably say the same thing if it was a woman and she was dealing with a guy. The guy isn't worth it. If you're trying to build some type of connection with somebody, if you're trying to communicate with a friend, or you're trying to get to know somebody, and they say that they're busy, but they're really not, if they can't respect you enough to be honest with you and be upfront with you, then just stop communicating with them. Just stop giving them your attention. Let them come to you. Let them message you. Let them do all the work, because it's time for you to stop trying so hard to get someone else's attention that doesn't respect it. You're going to eventually find someone who does reply promptly and actually does care and actually tries to give you attention that you deserve, and that you give them attention that they deserve. But this is just basically my 8th vlog. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me about some of your experiences with a friend or just a person that didn't respond to a message. Bye.